Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I'm really excited because today we're gonna restore some My Little Pony G5 toys. You can see this is one of the ponies that we kinda need to restore, but I'm so afraid of that because look at her hair, it is so gorgeous, it is so voluminous, and I love the curls. And I'm really afraid to wash her hair because this pony is actually secondhand, so it is used, and I'm really afraid to mess up her hair because I really think it is so gorgeous. So I don't know how I'm gonna wash her hair because you can see her curls are so pretty and bouncy. They look so stunning. Maybe I'm just gonna shape it and I'm gonna pass on washing it because these are actually newer ponies. Like they are used, but I just don't know how I'm gonna wash these without messing up their hair. So I don't know if I'm gonna wash her hair because I just don't wanna destroy it and make it straight. Really want to keep the curls, but we do got some other ponies like this Rainbow Dash, this Twilight, and this Pinkie Pie. I also need to wash. Like her curls are not that tight, so I really do think that I can work with her. I'm not gonna brush her hair definitely, but I will wash it. And then we also got this pretty Izzy and the Sunny, and we're gonna both wash these ponies. So this is really exciting. So we got some ponies to restore. Really glad I got these. I'm such a big fan of the G5 ponies. They're so gorgeous, but I would say we're gonna get started and we're gonna restore these ponies. So let's start with that. So I decided to start with Izzy because I really think that she would be the hardest because the hair was the most tangled up and also was the most frizziest one, and she actually was the hardest one to do. So I'm really glad that I started with Izzy. So what we did with Izzy is that we just washed her hair with hot water to give her like a smoother look. This was really important to make it smooth and so we could brush it out more easily later. And when we washed her hair with some hot water, we started to use some shampoo so we could clean her hair. She had so much dirt in her hair, and this also made her hair clean, as I said. And so we just washed it with some shampoo. And when we had the shampoo all over her hair and her tail, we rinsed it out again with some hot water, and this is so fun. You really can feel the hair gets clean. And when you have the shampoo out of the hair, you just start to use some conditioner so you get the hair smooth, of course. And we just make sure that the conditioner is completely in our hair so we don't get any problems later on. And then we will just start to brush our hair. We will start at the bottom so we don't rip out any hair. I'm really glad that DG5 toys have really thick hair, not like DG4 toys. They always had like super thin hair, but these ponies actually have pretty thick hair, so I'm really excited to restore them. But we're just gonna brush her hair and then we will start to straighten her hair because her hair was actually super frizzy afterwards, so I decided to straighten it. Here you can see how her hair looked after I brushed it out completely. It was so hard, it took me probably 20 minutes to get all the knots out. It looks really poofy, so now it is time to use a hair straightener to give her a really pretty look. So here we got this Izzy, and now it is time to do her hair. I decided to change the camera position because so you can see it better here. You really need to put the hair straightener on the lowest setting, and the hair needs to be wet. And I also put some conditioner in the hair to make it more smooth and to not damage the hair. So we'll just go over the hair with the hair straightener multiple times, but you need to make sure that you brush it when you're doing it. So you will brush it in the steps while you straighten it. So you need the comb and then you will brush it, and then you will take the straightener again, and then you will straighten the hair again, and you do this process like multiple times in really small sections so the hair gets smooth. And so we did that. So Izzy is pretty much looking like this right now. She really turned out so good. I will just braid her hair later to give her some wave that she also has in the show. Now it is time for Twilight. I thought she would be the easiest one, and she actually was. I mean, her hair was super tangled up, but she was actually the easiest one because she had the most healthy hair. It wasn't frizzy or tangled that much. Like, it was tangled, but not that tangled that it's frizzy, you know what I mean? But we just washed her hair also with hot water to give her a smooth look. So we did that, and then you could really feel how the tangles and all the knots were getting out, which was really, really amazing. And when we did that, we started to use some shampoo, of course, and clean her hair and her tail. And I really wanted her tail to get straight, so I also used the hair straightener afterwards, and I also straightened her hair a bit so we could give her more like a cute look. But I didn't film that, but I just did the same process like I did with Izzy. But now that we applied some shampoo, it was time to rinse out the shampoo, and then it was actually time to use some conditioner. So we put the conditioner in her hair, made sure that it's completely in her hair, and when we did that, we also started to brush out her hair in small sections. So we made sure that the hair gets fully out of knots. So we did that, and then we straightened it, and that was actually time to see how she looks. I don't get the whole flashlight thing that's happening with iPhones. It's really annoying. But Twilight is also done. She looks really gorgeous. And now it's time for the next pony. Now it was time for Rainbow Dash. Her hair was a big dreadlock. I'm not lying, it was so tangled, but it was so fun seeing when I washed her hair with hot water as well that the knots started to get out. You could really see her get super smooth, which was so fun to see. So she actually turned out to be a super easy pony to restore, and also her bangs turned out super pretty. It was so easy. I was so surprised when I saw that all the knots got out when I washed her hair, and then there was just some left while I brushed it. So we used some hot water to wash it out, and when we did that, it was also time to use some shampoo, of course. So we applied some shampoo to give her a clean look and to clean her up, of course. So we did that. Then it was time to rinse out the shampoo again, of course. And when we had the shampoo completely out of her hair, we started to use some conditioner, of course, and made sure that it's completely in her hair and in her tail so we could smooth it out, of course. And we also did a bit of straightening here with the hair straightener to give it more smooth look. And I also straightened her tail, of course, so we could give her a more straight look on her tail. So we did that like we did with Izzy, of course. But of course, we brushed her hair out first in small sections, so we made sure that the knots are all out. So we brushed her hair, and it was so fun to do. You really could feel everything coming together. I really think brushing the tails is always so much harder than brushing the mane, but this is a different problem. But we basically did that, and then we just used the hair straightener to straighten her hair, and then she was basically done. So this rainbow dash is also pretty much done. She looks so, so cute. Then it was time for Sunny. I really thought about keeping her hairstyle, but then I decided to redo it. And I don't know, I kind of regret the decision because I know it looks good how I did it, but it doesn't look as original as it should. It's just a bit too tight, and I don't really know how to do it because these ponies are like pretty small, so it's pretty hard to style them. But I actually just removed her hairstyle, and then I washed the hair in the sections that the hairstyle was in. So I made sure I don't mess up the sectioning that was happening there, and I also didn't put the twist away, so I kept the twist at first while washing the hair, but then I started to use some shampoo also in sections. So we did that, and then it was time to wash out the shampoo again, and you really could feel how the twists are getting undone, but that was not a problem afterwards. Then we just started to use some conditioner to make it more smooth. And when we did that, you really could feel how smooth actually the hair is and how the hairstyle protected the hair in the first place. And then we started to brush the hair in the sections that the hairstyle was in so we don't mess up the sectioning of the hair, of course. So we did that, and then we just did her hairstyle. We just twisted the hair in the sections again and then twisted it all together to create a little ponytail. You probably know how I mean how I did it. I just didn't film it, but it was actually pretty easy. So it actually seems like that I didn't film Sunny's results, but that's not a problem. You will see it in the end. But then it was time for Pinkie Pie. At first, I removed her rubber band that was keeping her little ponytail in place, but I decided to give her a restyle, sort of, to give her more like a show accurate look. So I removed this ponytail and then I started to wash her hair with cold water this time. So the curls are not getting undone. So I wash it with cold water, because if you wash hair with hot water like synthetic hair, it starts to lose his shape. So I really made sure that the water is cold, and then I scrunched the hair while washing it to not lose any curls. So we did that, and I also put the hair in the style that I wanted the hair to be. So I just put it some hair in the front to give it a Pinkie Pie look, and also some hair in at the sides. So we have a hair part at the side like it is in the show. So we did that, and we also started to use some shampoo then to clean the hair, of course, but we scrunched the shampoo basically in, and then we also rinsed the shampoo out again with scrunching it, but also with cold water. This is really important. And when we had the shampoo completely out, we started to use some conditioner, and then we started to scrunch the conditioner in her curls to make her smooth and to give the curls a pretty shine to it. Here you can see how we sort of styled it. It was actually not super easy, and you really see how I struggled with the curls. I started to shape them again. At least I tried, but ended up cutting some hair strands off that were too long, so we could make her look better. So we did that, and you really can see how I style her hair with putting it into the sections like I wanted it to be. It was actually a bit hard to get her hair more flat, but it basically looked like this. And then we started to wash out the conditioner again. Maybe I should have kept it in to give it more like a smooth look, but I decided to wash the conditioner out to give her more of a, I don't know, done look. But I don't know, she should have kept her conditioner in, I think. Now she was basically done. She looked so cute with her hair. And then we started to do Izzy's hair again. So here we got Izzy. She looks so cute. Her hair was so soft, and you can actually see a part of my doll room. If you want a doll room tour, let me know in the comments. I really would love to do that. But what we did with Izzy is we just basically sectioned her hair in sections to give her some small braids. So we started to section it, and then we gave her some braids. I couldn't really film it because I needed to switch the positions to have a better grip on her hair, but we basically just braid it, and then it should look something like that. So we braid her hair completely, and then it was just time to let her dry. So you can see all the ponies are here now. Here is Twilight. She looks really pretty. Then here we got Rainbow Dash, also so gorgeous. I braided Izzy's hair to give her some waves. I really hope this will work out because I straightened her hair because it was so frizzy. I actually straightened all of the hair except Pinkie Pie and Sunny. And Sunny, I just gave her hairstyle back. She looks really cute. And then I just fluffed out Pinkie Pie's curls, but she looks really gorgeous. Now they all just need to dry, and then I will show you all of their end results. So guys, here we got some of the ponies. They look really cute. So here we got Pinkie Pie. She actually turned out really good. Really like how her curls look. She looks super cutesy. Can really see her curls look really bouncy. Then here we got Twilight Sparkle. I didn't brush out her bangs. Probably I should have brushed out her bangs, but she looks really cute. Her hair is super soft now. Here we got Rainbow Dash. I think she has my favorite results. She looks so stunning. Really love how her hair turned out. Then down here we got the other ponies. I didn't do Misty's hair because I was so afraid to do it. Maybe I'm gonna do it in the future, but for now I'm gonna keep her like this. Then we got Sunny. I don't really like how her hair turned out. I mean, it looks good, but the braid is just a bit too tight in my opinion. Like you can really see it is maybe a bit too tight here, But it is honestly really cute. And then here we got Izzy. She's really so cute. I just wish that her hair was also wavy at the ends, and I really much prefer the back side of the hair than the front because I actually did tighter braids in the back, so the waves are tighter back there, so I really prefer that. But she honestly looks super cute. I'm just really annoyed that her ends are not straight because of the braids, because I couldn't braid the ends, of course. So, but they actually look super, super cute. Really like how they turn out. They're actually super adorable. I actually displayed them like this here. I really hope this will work out, but I really hope that I will find a better place in the future for them. But yeah, guys, that was actually it with this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If so, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And also don't forget to check me out on my other social media accounts, Instagram and TikTok, Tickets for Some Motion. And yeah, guys, that was it. Have a beautiful day. Bye.